Today we are going to learn about types of polynomials based on its degree. Right? What is the degree? The highest power of a term in a polynomial is called its what? Degree. Right? So based on that we classified the first type is constant polynomial. Constant. So usually which we call it as a constant, numbers we call it as a constants, right? What is the degree of that constants we have to know by learning this. It is an algebraic expression and which is in the form of or p of x, any function. P of x is equal to c where c is some number. Where c is some number, I took here 5. Now how can I say this number degree is how much? I don't find any variable. If I find variable, I can say the degree, right? But I can return as this as x power 0 or a power 0. What is the value of this one? 1. Right? 5 into 1, again I am getting 5. The degree of any constant polynomial is always 0. It is very important. A degree of a constant polynomial degree of constant polynomial is 0. Is 0. Now, next one is the linear polynomial. Linear polynomial. So, what is the linear polynomial means? A polynomial with a degree 1, we call that as a linear polynomial. So, degree 1 means the highest power should be 1. Then only we can call it as a linear polynomial, right? So, generally it is in the form, general form of a general form of a linear polynomial is ax plus b. Ax plus b. See here, what is the power of this one? 1. Right. The highest power is 1. We can call it as a linear polynomial. Here, which should not be 0. If a becomes 0, that term becomes 0. Then only I have b. B means what? That is a constant, right? Then it becomes a constant polynomial. So that here, which is not 0, a should not be 0. In this case, a should not be 0 and a and b are complex numbers. Complex numbers. A and B are what type of numbers? Complex numbers. And here we will get maximum 1 0. Here a maximum 1 0 we will get. Number of zeros here, maximum 1 0. Hope you understand what is linear polynomial. Now, next one is quadratic polynomial. A polynomial of degree 2 is called quadratic polynomial. So, usually it is general form. It's a general form is a general form. So, general form of quadratic polynomial is ax square bx plus c. Here the highest exponent is what? 2. So that we are calling it as a quadratic polynomial. So now if which term becomes 0, it would not be a quadratic polynomial means. If a becomes 0 means then this term becomes 0. It became a linear polynomial. So that which should not be equal to 0 a should not be equal to 0 and a and b, c are belongs to complex numbers. These are belongs to complex numbers. And what is the degree? A degree we know 2. Right. Maximum how many zeros you will get means 2 zeros you will get. Maximum number of zeros are depends on its maximum degree, greater degree. Okay. So maximum number of zeros. Maximum number of zeros, a maximum number of zeros is 2. It is a quadratic polynomial, right? 2. The next concept we have is cubic polynomial. A polynomial of degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. It's a general form. I think you can understand. Degree 3 means highest exponent should be 3, right? A general form of a cubic polynomial is is ax cube bx square cx plus d. As usual, here which term should not be equal to 0, ma? Here a should not be equal to 0. A, b, c, d are belongs to complex numbers. And what is the maximum number of zeros? Here we can get means 3. I said greatest degree. Maximum number of zeros are depending on highest degree. The highest degree is 3. So maximum number of zeros. Maximum number of zeros are 3. Are 3. Hope you understand what is cubic polynomial.